Welcome to Revenge with Lyra. Break down the door. This is our son's apartment. The pounding shook the frame, each thud echoing like a memory I'd tried too long to bury. I stood on the other side of it, barefoot, the morning light spilling across the floor like an accusation. When I finally turned the lock and opened the door, their faces froze. Mom's hand still gripped the crowbar. Dad's expression was somewhere between outrage and disbelief, and my brother, of course, hid behind them, pretending to look concerned. What they saw in my hands made them all stumble back. It wasn't a weapon. It was a stack of papers, bank statements, lease documents, and one thick folder titled Property Transfer Agreement. My name was on every page. Mom's voice faltered. "What? What is that?" "The proof," I said calmly, my voice steadier than I felt. "Proof that this apartment, this home, you called your son's, it's mine. Every bill, every payment, every signature, all me. My name is Lena Grant. I'm 29. And if you think you know how this ends, stay tuned." Yesterday at Dad's birthday dinner, they'd humiliated me in front of everyone. "You're just a tenant, Lena." Mom had laughed. "We let you live there because of your brother. It's his investment." Everyone at the table had joined in, smirking, sipping wine. My throat had burned while my brother winked like he'd won. So last night, I changed the locks. And this morning, when they came to reclaim his place, they learned whose name was actually on the deed. Dad stepped forward, rage trembling through his jaw. "You stole from your family." I met his eyes. "No, Dad. I just stopped giving." Their silence filled the hallway like smoke. I watched them lower the crowbar, finally realizing the door they tried to break down had never really belonged to them at all. Dad's voice cracked the air. "You ungrateful child. We raised you. We paid for everything you have." I almost laughed. "You mean what I paid for with every double shift since college? Or the mortgage you forgot to pay when I was 21, and I covered it so you wouldn't lose the house?" The papers in my hand fluttered as I spoke. The sound of truth, thin, sharp, undeniable. Mom's expression hardened, the kind that used to silence me as a teenager. "You can't speak to us like this, Lena. We're your parents." "I'm aware," I said. "That's why I kept forgiving you long after you stopped deserving it." Behind them, my brother Carter looked pale, almost offended that his usual charm wasn't working. "You made this about money," he sneered. "You made it about ownership," I countered. "And I just reclaimed mine." They stood in stunned silence as I moved past them, setting the documents on the hall table. "I didn't steal your son's apartment, Mom. You lied about who bought it. I signed every paper you told me to trust you with. You used my savings, my credit, and my name. So, please explain again how this belongs to Carter." Mom's face drained of color. Dad turned toward him sharply. "Is that true?" Carter opened his mouth, then closed it again. She offered to help. It was supposed to be temporary. 7 years isn't temporary.